My stories. I grew up right outside New York City in suburban New Jersey. I consider myself, and I say this with humility, a master storyteller. Well, I guess I was probably telling stories when I was a child. I was an editor of my school paper, job first at a national radio show. I jumped from the radio to CNN when it was first starting. I learned to become a storyteller in the video medium, probably if you want to get into how I met my wife in New York.
Sweetheart.
I had been a serial dater. I was in my mid-30s at that point. I was approaching Strawberry Fields at 72nd Street, and I saw this young woman lacing up her roller skates. I rode up behind her and threw out a line. She bit.
It did not occur to me that there was any sort of fishing, like he says.
You talk about serendipity. And I just knew, you know, when they say this is the kind of girl I want to marry.
I really feel like it was destined to be. The chances of us actually meeting, so slim and yet so divine, so. Paul takes such good care of me. I'm sorry for all the women who hear this, but he's the one who does the shopping and the cooking. Always been willing to work at our marriage, and he's always been willing to work on himself.
And you get that dreaded digital exam, and the doctor said he felt something. When I heard the doctor say it's prostate cancer, my world just stopped. I realized that I had gone from one side, which is you're living a normal life, to now all of a sudden I'm in a club I never wanted to be a member of.
Your whole world kind of freezes and stops, and then you're like, our life will never be the same from what it was before diagnosis to now.
I felt like, I don't want to talk about this. I don't know what I'm going to do. I didn't want to go down that road of getting lots of questions, lots of phone calls, this and that. I played it pretty close to the vest. I'm a very private person. A lot of it is more fear because it's like a sexually related thing. You know, you're talking about your internal plumbing, the unknown side effects, which can be incontinence. You don't really want to talk about those things. You know, you also think about dying. I also grew up in a household where there was a lot of chaos, a lot of emotional chaos. So I'm sure that made me even more a person who wanted to have control, and suddenly I was thrust into this situation where I felt like I had no control.
I think no matter what, Paul takes on his healing by himself. He's so independent. I wish he had shared a little bit more of his feelings during that time because it was all very, very logistical.
And I'm like, WTF? What the fuck? I thought I was done. They said I got it all. All these things came rushing back, those feelings, except this time they were stronger. Because this time it wasn't, we didn't get it. It's back. You may never get rid of it at this point. That's what it felt like to me.
through the resources that he had, he took on that he was going to really be a part of this and that he was going to be the one steering the way. And we have never seen that call before.
But what I really found was there's work for me to do that makes me feel like I do have some control over this. It can change my outlook on what's happening now and what's going to happen next.